Chapter 67, Veins of the Abyss. Location: deep underworld caverns, the veins of the abyss. Environment: narrow tunnels, glowing crystalline veins pulsing with energy, oppressive darkness. Current ages: Daiko, 17, Karo, 18, Zarek, 21. Power levels: Daiko, 59,500, Karo, 55,000, Zarek, 53,400. The trio had barely taken a moment to recover from the searing fires of the abyssal forge when the cavern before them narrowed into twisting veins of glowing crystal that pulsed with an eerie, otherworldly energy. The air grew dense, charged with raw ki that hummed beneath the skin like a storm waiting to break. "Feels like the underworld's veins themselves are alive," Zarek murmured, eyes reflecting the shifting colors and the crystalline walls. Karo brushed a stray lock of hair from his face, his gaze sharp. "The energy here, it's different. More volatile. We need to stay alert." Daiko's hands clenched as he stepped forward, his senses extended, searching for any sign of threat. The walls shimmered as if breathing, the energy weaving patterns that seemed almost deliberate. Suddenly, a deep rumble shook the cavern. The ground cracked beneath them, sending dust and shards of crystal cascading. From the shadows emerged towering, serpentine creatures made of molten crystal, abyssal serpents. Their bodies coiled with terrifying grace, eyes glowing with malice as they advanced. The serpent's wrath without hesitation, Daiko surged forward, ki flaring around him as he engaged the nearest serpent. The creature lashed its crystalline tail with devastating force, forcing Daiko to leap back, narrowly avoiding the strike. Karo moved to flank, weaving threads of ki that shimmered blue and silver, trying to entangle the serpent's tail, but the beast shattered the threads with sharp, resonant strikes. Zarek's form blurred as he deployed his mirage split, multiplying himself to confuse the serpents. Illusionary copies darted and weaved between the creatures, distracting them just long enough for Karo and Daiko to press their attacks. The battle raged, crystal and ki clashing in a deadly symphony. Push beyond limits. One serpent lunged at Zarek, jaws snapping mere inches from his neck. Zarek vanished in a swirl of ki, retaliating with a chaos feint that sent the creature crashing into the cavern walls. Daiko's heart pounded. The serpents were relentless, their bodies absorbing and redirecting energy attacks, forcing the fighters to rely on precise timing and physical prowess. Breathing hard, Daiko realized they needed to push beyond their limits. Calling on his ki surge, he surged his power once more, his aura flaring like a burning star. Power level surge: 59,500 times 1.5 is equal to 89,250, temporary. With explosive speed, Daiko unleashed a barrage of ki blasts that shattered several serpents, while Karo's threads pulsed with newfound strength, binding and piercing with lethal precision. Zarek's illusions fractured, replaced by a focused barrage of chaos feints, each strike growing more brutal and unpredictable. Aftermath and reflection: as the last serpent fell, the cavern grew silent, the pulsating energy dimming. Daiko's chest heaved with exhaustion and exhilaration. "We're growing stronger, but this place keeps pushing us harder." Karo wiped sweat from his brow, a small grin tugging at his lips. "Feels like the underworld wants to test everything we've got." Zarek nodded thoughtfully. "The deeper we go, the more we'll need each other." Skill updates: Daiko ki surge, plus 5%, now 47%. Basic ki blast, plus 4%, now 58%. Charge energy, plus 3%, now 48%. Power level, plus 3,563,000. Karo ki threading, plus 5%, now 39%. Echo shot, plus 4%, now 63%. Power level, plus 3,058,000. Zarek mirage split, plus 5%, now 53%. Chaos feint, plus 4%, now 69%. Power level, plus 2,956,300. The veins of the abyss had tested their strength and unity, but Daiko, Karo, and Zarek remained unbroken, their resolve forged sharper for the trials yet to come. Chapter 68, The Shattered Covenant. Location: heart of the abyssal caverns, the shattered nexus. Environment: collapsed cavern ruins bathed in dim red light, unstable terrain. Current ages: Daiko, 17, Karo, 18, Zarek, 21. Power levels: Daiko, 63,000, Karo, 58,000, Zarek, 56,300. The cavern's pulse had slowed, but the tension remained thick as the trio advanced deeper into the labyrinthine heart of the abyssal veins. Jagged rocks and shattered crystals littered the ground, remnants of past cataclysms echoing a dark history. Their boots echoed softly on fractured stone, each step measured, alert to the unstable ground beneath. The glowing veins overhead flickered erratically like a warning or a countdown. "Keep your guard up," Zarek whispered, his voice low and steady. "The ruins ahead are known as the Shattered Nexus. It's where alliances once forged here were violently broken." Caro's brow furrowed, his eyes scanning the surroundings warily. "Alliances? Between who?" Zarek's expression darkened. "Long ago, the underworld factions, demonic, celestial, and mortal, made pacts to keep balance. But the betrayal here shattered that fragile peace. Those who broke the covenant were cursed to wander as restless echoes. It's said their spirits still haunt these ruins, hungry for vengeance." Daiko's gaze sharpened. "Then we need to be ready for ghosts, or worse." A rift in reality suddenly, the air thickened, distorting like heat haze. And from the shadows emerged ghostly figures, their forms flickering between corporeal and ethereal. They were warriors bound in tattered armor, their eyes hollow voids filled with rage. The shattered covenant had summoned its cursed guardians. Zarek's stance tightened. Echoes of betrayal. "They won't let us pass." Daiko's fingers sparked with ki as he stepped forward. "Then we fight. No other way." The battle erupted, spectral blades clashing with ki-infused strikes. Daiko and Caro moved fluidly, their attacks coordinated with Zarek's mirage doubles distracting the relentless phantoms. The cursed warriors were relentless, their attacks spectral yet piercing, chilling the very air with every swipe. Clash of Wills. Daiko called upon his growing mastery of ki surge, feeling the familiar surge of energy ripple through his muscles. He pushed the limit once again, power flaring, power level surge, 63,000 times 1.5 is equal to 94,500, temporary. With this burst, Daiko's punches became shockwaves, sending echoes of force that shattered ghostly forms, forcing them to dissipate only to reform moments later. Caro channeled his ki threading with precision, weaving barriers of energy that absorbed and redirected the phantom strikes, giving his allies precious seconds to regroup. Zarek's chaos feint cut through the apparitions with brutal efficiency, each strike breaking bonds that held the ghosts in this plane. Breaking the chains, the spectral guardians grew desperate, their forms flickering wildly as the trio's onslaught fractured the ancient curse. With a final coordinated effort, Daiko, Caro, and Zarek unleashed a combined blast of ki. Daiko's explosive surge, Caro's threading energy focused into a piercing spear, and Zarek's chaotic slashes converged into a devastating vortex. The blast erupted, engulfing the Nexus in a brilliant flash. When the light faded, the ruins were eerily silent. After the battle, breathing heavily, Daiko looked around, the oppressive aura lifting. The echoes of the past seemed to retreat, the curse broken, for now. Caro wiped sweat from his brow, a rare smile breaking through his usual seriousness. "We did it, together." Zarek nodded, eyes lingering on the ruins. "This place tests more than strength. It tests the bonds between warriors." Daiko's thoughts drifted. The underworld was a crucible, but here, he had found something more. Trust, friendship, and the power to overcome. Skill updates: Daiko Ki Surge, plus 8%, now 55%, Major Battle Increase Basic Ki Blast, plus 4%, now 62%. Charge Energy, plus 3%, now 51%. Power Level, plus 4,067,000 Caro Ki Threading, plus 5%, now 44%. Echo Shot, plus 4%, now 67%. Power Level, plus 3,561,500 Zarek Mirage Split, plus 5%, now 58%. Chaos Feint, plus 4%, now 73%. Power Level, plus 3,159,400. As they pressed onward, deeper into the underworld's unforgiving depths, Daiko, Caro, and Zarek knew that greater challenges awaited, tests that would stretch their limits, sharpen their spirits, and define their destinies. Chapter 69, The Silent Maw Location, the Abyssal Labyrinth. The Maw's entrance environment, dense, choking fog clings to fractured obsidian walls. The ground is slick with dark, viscous liquid. Current ages: Daiko, 17, Caro, 18, Zarek, 21, power levels. Daiko, 67,000, Karo, 61,500, Zarek, 59,400. The ruins behind them slowly crumbled into silence, but ahead, a new, oppressive darkness awaited. The trio's path led to the infamous Silent Maw, an enormous cavern set to swallow entire squads without a trace. Zarek's expression tightened as he stepped forward, the chill from the stagnant air seeping through his armor. The Maw isn't just a physical place. It feeds on fear and doubt. Karo swallowed hard, eyes scanning the shifting fog. So, how do we fight something that's not just flesh and bone? Daiko's hands tightened into fists, his mind sharpening. We fight with what we have. Together. Entering the Maw, the trio descended into the Maw, shadows stretching unnaturally across the slick obsidian floor. A heavy silence engulfed them, no sound but their breaths, each step echoing as though mocking their presence. Suddenly, the fog thickened, swirling like a living entity. Shapes emerged. Shadowy, formless figures gliding just beyond sight, their presence weighing on Daiko's chest like a vice. His senses screamed that danger was near, but the fog obscured everything. Stay close, Daiko instructed, activating his key sense to pierce the murk. Trial of shadows. The shadows closed in, whispers of past regrets and fears taking form. Each warrior confronted twisted reflections of themselves, illusions that clawed at their resolve. Karo staggered as a vision of his distant Cerealian past, faces lost, unspoken pain, flooded his mind. Zarek faced echoes of his Magian heritage, an uncontrollable rage threatening to consume him once again. Daiko's vision blurred with images of his former life, an ordinary man trapped by failure, weighed down by what he left behind. Fighting within the battle wasn't just physical, it was mental. Daiko forced his mind to clear, focusing on the battle instinct within. He realized the shadows fed on hesitation. Pushing through, Daiko struck forward, ki flaring in a concentrated burst. Power level surge, 67,000 times 1.3 is equal to 87,100, temporary. The burst dispelled the nearest illusions, momentarily clearing the fog. Karo followed, weaving key-threading barriers to shield them from the relentless assault of phantasms. Zarek's chaos feint sliced through the densest shadows, forcing the illusions to waver. Breaking the Maw, their synchronized assault began to unravel the Maw's grip. With every cleared step, the oppressive silence was replaced by the crackling energy of their ki. Daiko could feel the Silent Maw weakening, but it was far from defeated. Aftermath. As the fog finally thinned and the Maw opened into a vast chamber of glowing crystals, the trio paused to catch their breath. Karo looked at Daiko, determination in his eyes. If this place feeds on fear, then we just fed it courage. Zarek's smirk was faint but genuine. We're stronger than whatever this world throws at us. Daiko nodded. And this is just the beginning. Skill updates. Daiko, Battle Instinct, plus 8%, now 65%, Major Mental Battle Ki Sense, plus 4%, now 57%. Basic Ki Blast, plus 3%, now 65%. Power level, plus 3,000 70,000 Karo, Ki Threading, plus 5%, now 49%. Auto Stamina Recovery, plus 3%, now 48%. Power level, plus 2,864,300 Zarek, Chaos Feint, plus 6%, now 79%. Mirage Split, plus 3%, now 61%. Power level, plus 2,762,100. The Silent Maw lay behind them now, but the journey forward promised even greater challenges, and the deeper they ventured, the more Daiko felt that the true trials were only just beginning. Chapter 69.5, Forging the Spirit. Location, Hidden Sanctuary, the Eclipse Plateau. Environment, high-altitude plateau bathed in twilight hues, rarefied air perfect for intense training. Current ages, Daiko, 18, Karo, 19, Zarek, 22. Power levels at start, Daiko, 70,000, Karo, 64,300. Zarek, 62,100. The oppressive silence of the abyssal labyrinth was behind them, replaced by the crisp, thin air of the Eclipse Plateau, a sanctuary far above the underworld's reach. Here, the trio would spend the coming year pushing their limits. The plateau's steep cliffs, treacherous ledges, and swirling mists made it an unforgiving training ground, perfect for refining their skills and strengthening their bond. The year of trial days blurred into weeks. weeks into months. Each sunrise was met with punishing drills, relentless sparring, key control exercises, and endurance tests designed to temper body and mind alike. Daiko spearheaded much of the training, his battle instinct guiding the group's focus. He insisted on simulating real combat scenarios, testing not only raw power but strategy and teamwork. Karo's key threading evolved from defensive barriers into intricate constructs, weaving complex traps and energy nets to control battlefield flow. Zarek's chaos feint became faster, more unpredictable, with his mirage doubles coordinating to confuse and overwhelm opponents. Power growth. Their power levels climbed steadily, gains forged not just from strength but experience and harmony. Daiko's power level rose by plus 5,075,000. Karo's power level rose by plus 4,568,800. Zarek's power level rose by plus 4,266,300. Skill improvements were equally impressive. All three saw gains of 3 to 5% in core abilities, with Daiko's battle instinct and Karo's key threading leading the way. Final day. On the last day of their grueling regimen, the three stood atop the highest cliff, gazing out over the endless expanse of the underworld below. Daiko clenched his fists, feeling the surge of ki within him, stronger, more controlled. "We've come far," Daiko said quietly. Karo nodded, eyes gleaming. "But the true test is still ahead." Zarek smirked, his chaotic energy barely contained. "The next gate awaits. And it won't wait forever." As twilight faded, a shimmering portal rippled open nearby, the gateway leading further into the underworld's deepest mysteries. With their spirits tempered and power sharpened, Daiko, Karo, and Zarek stepped forward into the unknown. Transition. The journey continued, and with it, new trials and revelations awaited beyond the portal's shimmering veil. Chapter 70. Veil of the Lost. Location. Veil of the Lost, dimensional threshold environment, a vast, swirling expanse of mist and shadow, punctuated by flickers of lost souls and fractured memories. Current ages: Daiko, 18, Karo, 19, Zarek, 22. Power levels: Daiko, 75,000, Karo, 68,800, Zarek, 66,300. The shimmering portal from the Eclipse Plateau pulsed like a heartbeat, its swirling surface a window to a place few dared tread, the Veil of the Lost. Stepping through it was like walking into a dream twisted by despair and forgotten hopes. Daiko, Karo, and Zarek emerged into a realm where time seemed fractured, colors faded to muted hues, and whispers of countless forgotten souls floated on the stale air. "This place, it's like the underworld's memory itself," Zarek muttered, his sharp eyes scanning the shifting shadows. Karo's hands glowed faintly with ki as he tightened his grip on his energy threads. "We need to be on guard. This realm could play tricks on our minds." Daiko nodded, his battle instinct alert. The year of training had honed their bodies, but this was a test of spirit and will. Navigating the veil, the trio advanced cautiously. The veil was no mere corridor, it warped around them, twisting the landscape with illusions drawn from their deepest fears and regrets. Daiko saw flashes of his past life, faces he might never see again, moments he could not change. The whispering fog tried to ensnare him, but he clenched his fists, grounding himself in the present. Karo's cerulean senses detected patterns in the chaos. "The veil feeds on doubt," he said. "Stay focused. Our key is the tether." Zarek unleashed a burst of chaotic energy, scattering tendrils of mist that sought to envelop them. "Keep moving. Don't let it consume you." A guardian emerges suddenly, a colossal figure materialized. A spectral warrior clad in ancient scion armor, eyes glowing with cold fire. "I am the Warden of Lost Souls," the apparition intoned. "To pass, you must prove your strength beyond mere power. Show me your spirit." Without warning, the Warden surged forward, striking with precision and force that tested every skill the trio had forged. Battle in the Veil. Daiko met the Warden's charge head-on, channeling his ki into a focused blast. The impact shattered illusions and echoed through the mist. Karo wove his ki threads into intricate snares, attempting to trap the Warden's ethereal form. Zarek, with his mirage doubles, attacked from multiple angles, forcing the Warden to split focus. The fight raged fiercely, a test of strength, speed, and mental endurance. Aftermath. Breathless but unyielding, the trio stood over the defeated Warden as it dissipated into the swirling fog. Daiko's chest heaved, a surge of new power flooding him. The veil around them began to thin, revealing a path forward. Karo and Zarek shared determined glances. Their unity had carried them through yet another trial. Skill updates: Daiko, Battle Instinct, plus 8%, now 73%, Major Spiritual Battle Basic Ki Blast, plus 4%, now 72%. Auto Ki Recovery, plus 3%, now 53%. Power Level, plus 4,579,500 Karo, Ki Threading, plus 5%, now 54%. Auto Stamina Recovery, plus 4%, now 52%. Power Level, plus 4,273,000 Zarek, Chaos Feint, plus 6%, now 85%. Mirage Split, plus 5%, now 66%. Power Level, plus 4,070,100. With the Veil of the Lost behind them, a new horizon beckoned, a place where answers and dangers awaited in equal measure. Daiko looked ahead, feeling the weight of their journey but also the fire that still burned bright within. "We move forward," he said simply. "Together."